Declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Maradach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. I want to start off by saying, Kal halal yamla, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth, and who broke well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Quatazab Zayan from the GMS Holland branch, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai with another lesson, with another video, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. God, so it's about that time of the year again. It's the 31st of December, and people are getting ready to worship Maradach, which Maradach or Merodach is Janus. Janus, which is a Roman god of beginnings. Let's go into that. Janus, an ancient Roman religion and myth. Janus is the god of beginnings, gates, transitions, time, duality, doorways, passages, frames, and endings. He is usually depicted as having two faces. The month of January is named for Janus. According to ancient Roman farmers' almanacs, Juno was mistaken as the tutelary deity of the month January, but Juno is the tutelary deity of the month June. So God of all beginnings, gates, transitions, time, duality, doorways, passages, and endings. Other names: Janus, two-faced Janus. Let's go back. Children. Let's see. Name. Ancient interpretations. Another etymology proposed by Nigidius Figulus is related by Macrobius. Janus would be Apollo and Diana by the addition of a D to the sake of euphony. So Diana was also something our people used to worship. Acts 19, verse 24, for a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain unto the craftsman. Verse 27, so that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana should be despised and her magnificence should be destroyed, from whom all Asia and the world worshipped. You see? So our people, they worship these deities, which are not really gods, but they are being seen as gods. And that's exactly the reason why the Most High brought this upon us, that he brought the curses upon us that we're in this lower state. You see? Acts 19, verse 28. And when they heard these sayings, they were full of wrath and cried out, saying, great is Diana of the Ephesians. And we are seen as Ephesians also, meaning Ephesians, those were the Israelite foreigners, Israelites that didn't know that they were Hebrew Israelites, you see. But we have been called back to the faith. We have been brought back through the faith, you see. It's simple as that. We all were Gentiles in state of mind once in our life. But now we came back to the inheritance and the knowledge that we are Hebrew Israelites, you see. So we are also worshiping these deities and, going into the ways of the world. But we have been called back. Marduk, Wiki. So this is Marduk, calf of the sun, solar calf, Hebrew, was a god from ancient Mesopotamia and patron deity of the city Babylon when Babylon became the political center of the Euphrates Valley in the time of Hammurabi. Marduk slowly started to rise to the position of the head of the Babylonian pantheon. So this is the god of Babylonia, god of creation, water, agriculture, which we just read in Janus also, justice, medicine, and magic. Now going back to Janus, which is associated with the planet Saturn. Saturn. The god of capital, time, wealth, agriculture, and liberation. Temple of Saturn. Festivals of Saturnalia. Children, Jupiter, Neptune, Pluto, June, Ceres, and Vesta. Saturn was especially celebrated during the festival of Saturnalia each December, perhaps the most famous of the Roman festivals. You see? So that's that time period that we're living in right now. You see? We're living in that Saturnalia vibe right now, end of December. Saturn was a god in ancient Roman religion and a character in Roman mythology. He was described as a god of time, generation, dissolution, abundance, wealth, agriculture, periodic renewal, and liberation. You see? So that's what our people have been worshiping, and that's what this all goes back to. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 1. Prophesy against Babylon, the word that the Most High, Yahweh, spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. And the Chaldeans are the ruling 1%, the witches and warlocks. And who are those? Those are the Illuminati in this day and age. So it says, verse 2, declare ye among the nations. So that's why it says in Matthew 24 that that this gospel of the kingdom should be spread across the four corners of the earth. All the nations have to hear this, because our kinsmen, our kindred, our people of our nation are spread around the four corners of the earth. So they are among all these nations. That's why we have to declare it among these nations, and also the wicked also have to know what is going to come upon them. And publish. What are we doing right now? We are publishing this word. How? Via the internet, via YouTube, via BitChute, via all these other channels and canals that through the internet that we use. That's how we're publishing this word. You see, back then it would be on paper and that we would write letters onto our brothers, but now we can record ourselves and then we put it up on the internet so that brothers across the world can hear our epistles, because these are modern day epistles that we're making, these videos. And set up a standard. What is the standard? The standard is the scriptures. The plummet is the scriptures. That's the standard. When you're going to build a house, you need a plummet. There's a lead hanging on a cord, and that's how you're going to build your house. Well, we're building the house of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and we are using the standard. We are using the scriptures as a standard. publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken, and who is the modern day Babylonians? The modern day Babylonians, the ruling class that is here upon earth right now, are the so-called Edomites, the so-called white race. Not the so-called Edomites. The Edomites, that's their biblical name, but they are called so-called white here, you know. But the Edomites, they are the modern day Babylonians. So the Most High is breaking them down bit by bit, you see. Bel is confounded, which Bel goes back to Baal, which is Lord. You know, our people used to worship that golden calf, that golden image. You see, Maradok, which we just went into, Maradok, that goes back to Baal Murdoch. Let's go to that. Maradak, which the outline of biblical usage says, thy rebellion, the chief deity of the Babylonians in the time of Nebuchadnezzar. You see, so the chief deity in the time of Nebuchadnezzar, that's that statue that Nebuchadnezzar forced Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to bow down to. But they didn't do it, you see. So now we are in this, how do you call it, transitional phase, because the people are worshiping Saturnalia, Saturn, which goes also back to Janus, you know, that transitional phase of agriculture, you know, that Roman festival, but it also goes back to the chief deity of the Babylonians, you see. The chief demon, the chief deity of the Babylonians that they used to worship, that is being broken down right now. The Most High is causing him to be broken down because the Most High is in charge of everything, you see. Babylonian deity. Idol of the Babylonians, the planet Mars, which, like Saturn, was regarded by the ancient Shemites as the author of bloodshed and slaughter, and was propitiated with human victims. Look at that. So Marduk is the planet of the planet of Mars, which they worship, which, like Saturn, was regarded by the ancient Shemites as the author of bloodshed and slaughter. So those two, they have the same, how you call it, they want the same things. They want bloodshed. So that's why that spirit is heavy right now, you know, in the Saturnalia time period. You see? Because Marduk and Saturnalia, Janus, they want human victims. So that's wild. Let's read on. The name which is the god, the name which this god bears amongst the Arabs and Nazarenes appears to have sprung from this, Merik from Merdik, and the etymology of this itself, Maradoch, from the stock of Mart, signifying both death and slaughter. Suits very well the god of slaughter and war. So to Mars, Mavorus, and Mors appear to be the same origin. This god was diligently worshipped by the Assyrians and the Babylonians, as appeared not only from Jeremiah, but also from the proper names of Babylonian and Assyrian kings compounded with this name. See my remarks on Isaiah, and yeah. Maradochas. Yeah, man. So these deities, they want the same thing. This is the chief deity of the Mesopotamians. So going back, Maradoch is broken in pieces, so the chief deity is broken, and that's why these Edomites, they can't really. These deities, when the Most High takes back their powers, Esau is defenseless, is powerless. You see, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces, gone. So this is just a real quick video I wanted to go in that time period that we're in right now. That whole wicked vibration that you feel, that you sense, where that is coming from. So yeah, man, with that, I hope this video is edifying, and I want to say Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham Rekak Wadash, Shalom Akim.